guys are getting into the weeds on this stuff, and I am here for it and so excited. If you are new here, my name's Miranda Jones. I'm a horse trainer, and on my page I started 30 days of beginner rider tips, and we are day 7. I think today's day 7. We are 6 days deep. We're a week in, and we are talking about trotting, and we're postponing the rest of the queue of what I had coming up to get this out, because you guys are blowing up some of my other videos asking about trotting. And there's going to be 2 parts to this, okay? Because there's one where it's going to be the sitting trot, and this one we're going to continue with our posting trot that we did yesterday in day 6. So if you want to go look at that, go click on my picture over here, and then look at day 6, and that's the posting trot. And there's quite a few questions on how do you figure out the right diagonal from a posting trot. And there is a lot of discussion about you have to find the leg that is on the outside and post with the one that's on the outside, or the phrase that says rise and fall with the foot that's on the wall. That is true. That's a true statement. That's not wrong. But it doesn't help if you don't know how to tell what leg is moving and also how to get in rhythm with that leg. So let's dive a little deeper into it. You don't need anybody to be watching you and telling you, well, maybe some of you might, but if you cannot afford lessons and you need to know how to figure out what that leg is, I'm going to help you with that. So when you are on your horse, here's what I want you to play with. At a walk, we're talking rhythm, and we're trying to get in tune with the rhythm of our horse. And there's obviously the front half of your horse and the back half of the horse. So you are going to want to sit on your horse, and I want you at a walk, I want you to sit back, okay, to where it's almost like you feel like the motion, like your weight is behind your pelvis. I don't want you to ride like this all the time. You're just doing this for a strategy to help you find the rhythm of your back legs, okay, on the horse. So you're going to sit back. That's going to put your weight on those back legs. You're going to start feeling it when your horse is walking with your hips. As your hip rises, that means this leg on the back of the horse is rising as well, because his back has to come up to make room for that leg to lift and come down. As this hip rises, this leg on the horse is rising, because the back has to rise to get out of the way so that it can lift up that back leg and sit down. It's also why hippotherapy, like equine assisted therapy, is so helpful to people with that are paralyzed and that sort of thing, is because the movement of those back legs is very similar to our own. So as you've got your back, kind of your weight situated back, it's going to put you on those back legs. You're going to start feeling the rhythm of those back legs. And I want you to tune in for a few strides of like inside, inside, inside. And then I want you to switch, and I want you to go outside, outside, outside. Say the word, because then you're going to be able to pinpoint when those legs are lifting and setting down. That's how you identify the legs. Now, cheat sheet, if you get really good at identifying your back legs, you don't even have to worry about the front legs, because if you can go inside back leg, inside back leg, inside back leg, that inside back leg is connected to your foot that's on the wall. And as you trot, that is going to cue you into that diagonal. And that happens to be the correct diagonal. Sometimes it is, and so you're going to do this all at a walk, and then you can start practicing finding that at a trot. It's going to speed it up just a little bit. Then if you want to do it at the front legs, okay, because this is also typically where people stumble and where they're told to focus on is those front legs. You can look down and you can see which leg, but it goes so fast, then you get confused and it's hard to watch, and then you're staring down, it throws your position out of balance and everything else, and it's bad. So here's what I want you to do. I want to take your hands, and I want you to put your hands, so you're going to be riding with 2 hands. You're going to say my knees right here are my horse's withers. You're going to put your hands resting on your horse's withers. As that horse's withers are moving, you're going to start feeling how those front legs are moving. As this hand comes up, that outside leg is up, and then it's coming down. And then same with the inside, okay? Then you're going to be able to raise your hands a little bit and feel that motion with your hands, okay? Once you get at a walk, then you can start identifying it at a trot. And that trot is going to be just a little bit faster. As this hand picks up, that's rising and falling with the foot on the wall, okay? Now you can identify the feet that are rising and falling. You can get really good at that just at a walk. Before you start trotting, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get so good at getting into a posting trot. Don't care what your diagonal is at this point. I want you to get so good at getting into a posting trot that it is flawless. Somebody can say post and you start rising and falling in and out of your seat. Don't care the diagonal. I just want the rhythm there, and I want you to be strong enough to raise yourself up out of the saddle and ride that rhythm. Then, once that becomes automatic, you have the brain power to start focusing on how to time it, okay? If you get up and you start rising and you are now able to identify which leg is going forward, and you can tell that that leg is the wrong one, all you do is you sit for 2 trots, and then you start rising again. That's why it's so important to get the rhythm first, get strong first, get posting first, so that you don't have to worry about making a conscious, like mind-focused effort to get into the posting trot. Then you can work on the identification of it so that you can put the two together, because it's going to take more brain power for you to actually identify the foot that's rising and falling with the foot on the wall. And then if you're wrong when you start out in your post, then you can sit for 2 beats and then rise again, and you will be on the correct diagonal. Okay, hope that helps. Happy trails, and we'll see you in the next one.